How do precautions in attack protect civilians under IHL? Have you ever wondered how international humanitarian law protects civilians during armed conflicts? One key aspect is the principle of precautions in attack. This principle is designed to minimize harm to civilians and civilian objects during military operations. It requires all parties involved in a conflict to take feasible measures to avoid or reduce incidental civilian casualties and damage. At the heart of this principle are two important rules: distinction and proportionality. The rule of distinction means that combatants must always differentiate between military targets and civilians. Precautions in attack help ensure that this distinction is respected in practice. They requiring careful planning and execution of military actions to prevent civilian harm. One of the main obligations under international humanitarian law related to precautions in attack is the verification of targets. Attackers must do everything possible to confirm that their targets are indeed military objectives. This means using all available information to ensure that civilians or civilian objects are not mistakenly targeted. Another important obligation is the choice of means and methods. Attackers must select weapons and tactics that minimize risks to civilians. If there are multiple military objectives available, they should choose the one that is expected to cause the least harm to civilians. Advance warnings are also a key part of precautions in attack. When possible, effective warnings must be given to civilians before attacks that may affect them. This allows civilians to evacuate or seek shelter. However, there are exceptions when surprise is essential for military success. If it becomes clear that an attack will result in excessive civilian harm compared to the anticipated military advantage, the attack must be canceled or suspended. This requirement ensures that military operations are conducted with a constant assessment of the situation, balancing military needs against the potential harm to civilians. Additionally, defenders have their own obligations to protect civilians. They should avoid placing military objectives near civilian areas to reduce risks. These precautions are codified in Articles 57 and 50 of Additional Protocol I to the Geneva Conventions. They are recognized as customary international law applicable in both international and non-international armed conflicts. In practice, these rules help commanders and those planning attacks to prioritize civilian safety. The principle of precautions aims to ensure that even during armed conflict, civilian lives and property are respected and protected as much as possible. By imposing legal duties on parties to a conflict, precautions in attack play a vital role in minimizing civilian casualties and damage.